Howdy, my name is Oatmealent, and this is Let's Play EU4 Novgorod. For those of you who watched my last 3 videos and I was mispronouncing this country's name, I'm not going to say that again because maybe I'll slip back into it. Somehow it got stuck in my head. This was pronounced as I was pronouncing it and not as I'm going to pronounce it. Novgorod, Novgorod. Try that one more time. Okay, so let's get back to where we were at in the gameplay. What had happened was we were in this sort of we were in this Highlander situation with Muscovy. I'm going to call it Moscow from now on. It's just easier for me. And we managed to take 3 of their provinces, 4 of their provinces. 2 of them we already had cores in, and 2 of them are currently coring. While they were at war with these Sunnis here and here, it looks like Kazan was able to take back this Tatar Sunni province that had previously been controlled by Moscow, and also this Russian Orthodox province, meaning that Kazan has 2 provinces that are not Sunni. If you remember from my Japan Let's Play, I don't like taking over Sunni provinces because you can't easily convert them. And so it's just not a priority of mine to take them over. Excuse me. However, a copper-producing province with a lower base tax for overextension that's already Russian and Orthodox is a pretty big prize. Now, at the end of last session, we were waiting for our diplomats to be done because there's a few things they need to do. We need to go and ally with... Yeah, see, they would ally with us. We need to go ally with Perm. We can't vassalize anyone because we can't get a royal marriage because we're a republic. But for right now, we're going to ally with Perm. It's not super important that we get over to this colonial territory. I actually don't think we're going to do any colonizing this game. I got the colonizing bug out of me in the Japan game, which there should be a few videos for today. But I do want to win, and I think that gaining their military strength is important if we're going to take on eventually Lithuania, that has an alliance with Poland, Georgia, Genoa. I don't think Genoa is very powerful. Has a few provinces over here and 2 provinces over here. Probably about to be attacked by the Tatar Sunni. Any of the Tatar Sunni groups here. Probably Crimea. Georgia somehow is still alive. They're allied with Lithuania. Now, they might ally with us, although with this neutral attitude, it's unlikely. I prefer people with this either threatened attitude. So what happened that was odd last game is that Tver took this province from Moscow, then managed to get a personal union with Ryazan, in which they're the leaders of. So they would eventually ally with us, and that's something that we should be looking to do if we ever have free diplomats to go improve relations, because they'll have 3 provinces. And this province managed to break free of Moscow and is now Solmanek. Smolensk. Not at all what I thought it was originally. And Lithuania did take this province from Pskov, and that's fine because we still don't have a border with them. That's the reason we're not going to take Clom, not going to fabricate a claim on Clom, even though they produce fur and have a nice tax, although they have the capital increase tax, so not that good. The reason is I really don't want to border with Lithuania right now. They're pretty powerful with their alliances, and eventually if they do end up crushing the Livonian Order, they'll get even more powerful. So I'm going to focus on taking these provinces, Maybe if I could get all of these provinces from Moscow, I would, leaving them with just these 3 here, so that I can annex them, complete annexation in the next war, and then eventually attacking Kazan over here for this iron and this copper. Yeah, I'd like this province, but it's Sunni. Much more likely to go and attack Perm eventually if I really need access to this tile. One of the main reasons I want to become allied with Perm is I don't want anyone to attack them. See, they're allied with Moscow, so they won't go to war with Moscow with me. But eventually they will go to war with Kazan with me, and I might need that because Kazan has an alliance with Crimea, and Crimea has an alliance with the Ottomans. So it's possible for the Ottomans to get pulled into my war. If I ever end up in a war with Crimea, and they're like not having the Ottomans in that war too, I'm going to demand that they break their alliance with the Ottomans in the peace settlement. That being said, if you remember from last time, I'm getting myself caught up as I go along. I have tremendous amount of loans. Just so many loans. Because I had a bunch of rebels that needed me to buy a lot of mercenaries. In addition, I had a lot of problems with this war. They went down to negative relations with me. Okay. Well, this diplomat will be back, and I will go and improve relations with Perm until they will take an alliance with me. But what I'm actually going to do right away is guarantee their independence before I forget. Should I guarantee these guys' independence? They're allied with Perm. Will they still give me an alliance? They might. But what I'm going to do right now is proclaim a guarantee. I don't want in this like 4 months or 5 months, while I'm improving relations with them, I don't want anyone to attack them. I don't want Kazan to attack them. Because if I remember correctly, oh no, Ulrich is not an accepted culture in Kazan. I thought Uralic. Well, I thought it was, so they'd be much more likely to attack, but yeah, this is kind of an alliance mishmash. I'm not allied with Tver, so if I attack Moscow, they might come in through Perm. But maybe Perm won't go in because Perm will be allied with me, so they can't go in. So that's kind of the plan. So what I was saying before is I'm not actually gonna... I want to get 8 technologies behind a Western neighbor, but I don't want to waste my points. I just want to get 8 technologies behind and then start spending my points. So I'm going to be putting all of my points into ideas for the meantime, beelining this defensive ideas. That was the strategy that I have for... It's a strategy that I have for Russia, because improved foraging is so important in the winter, and my +1 attrition means that even if I got in a war with the Ottomans, they might send all their troops up here, and as long as I was able to run around... I see I'm already suffering attrition. As long as I was able to run around and not get caught, they'd suffer massive attrition just walking through my territories. Eventually that would whittle them down, I hope. So who is the Livonian Order at war with? They're at war with Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. I'm going to go ahead and give them military access, because anything that causes these two to fight each other and lose troops is good. So I'm going to go ahead and give them access so that they can fight. If the others ask for access, I'll give them access too. It does give you +5. Oh, Lithuania is now the papal controller. Yeah, so they're going to be trying to convert, now that they get that extra missionary, they're going to be trying to convert all of these Orthodox provinces. I am not happy about that, because I want these Orthodox provinces, but I'm just not in a position to make a complaint about it right now. Look at that, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 Catholic provinces, the rest of them being Orthodox. And now that they're papal controller, they're going to have that extra missionary. Oh well, what can you do? Moldavia is actually a Orthodox nation. Moldavia. Actually an Orthodox nation, so if they ever break free of their vassalage with Poland. Looks like Hungary is getting yeah. Hungary, Athens got consumed, Hungary got smashed. The Ottomans are not really any more my enemies than anyone else, as long as they don't have military access through here to get to Crimea, because I will probably eventually be attacking someone who Crimea is allied with, Kazan, for example, so yeah, I don't... Our leader's pretty good. We're a little bit low on Republican tradition because we've been keeping him around. I'm gonna go with supporting the faction here, because I don't really need mercantilism that much. Once again, most of the trade zones I have power in, I have entire power in, but you can get that tax extension if you have 75% mercantilism. So that's something that I'm going for. Oh, I meant to send someone over here to improve relations with Perm so that I can get an alliance with them. Form an alliance with Smolzek. How much would that give me? 25 diplomatic power. Yeah, but they're not friendly or anything, or I would consider it. So once I get this idea, I'm going to take the military one and start just pumping all of my points into that idea group. Now, as for the other things, what am I going to do with them? Well, an alliance offer from Perm. Yeah, I was about to ask you just the same thing. Must have bumped above. Great, yeah. We're allied now. I can cancel my guarantee of independence. I can stop improving relations. I don't know if I need to cancel my guarantee of independence. I don't think it matters at this point, because I'm their ally. I'll be called into the war anyway. Question is, do I want to ally with these guys? In a coalition against Lithuania. How big is that coalition? Livonian Order, Ryazan, and Tver are in that coalition. I don't think that I want to... I would ally with them. How many of my diplomatic relationships do I have? Yeah. I would definitely ally with them. I have no reason not to. So I'm going to go ahead and improve relations with them. We've gained our casus belli against Moscow. So as soon as they're allied with Yaroslav. Great, so they're only allied with Yaroslav. So if I go to war with them, I could make a separate peace to annex all of Yaroslav. Yeah, I could make that separate peace. How much is my war weariness? So I have no war weariness. It's time to go to war. question is, who all will get pulled into this war? Oh, Perm broke its alliance with these guys, with Moscow, when they got the alliance with me. So that's great. I could even call Perm into that war. Only if they'll say yes. Now, if I made an alliance with these guys first, before I went to war, that might be better. So, that would take 17 months, unless I could get an advisor that increases my relationship speed. No. Is that worth it? I think so. I'm not positive, but I think so. So we're gonna go ahead and send a diplomat here to improve relations and just try to make an alliance with them. We don't have to call them into war, we just don't... We want them to have a high opinion of us once we start taking provinces and getting our aggressive expansion penalty. I guess that's also gonna allow us to finish coring these so that we won't... I mean, that would have happened during the war anyway. But then they'll have a much lower revolt risk during the war. Now this has a nationalist revolt risk because it got successfully sieged. So I could spend some power to crush that revolt risk so that I don't have any risk of revolts when I go to war. I might do that. It's only 25 power for like removing this 3% revolt risk. For how long? For only 5 years? Maybe I should rethink my policy on getting a border with Lithuania. Because I can't fabricate a claim on Lithuania. And I, for some reason, don't have the ability to attack them at all to get these provinces before they convert them to Catholic, now that they're the papal controller. Maybe I should take Tver and just say, okay, I'm gonna go to war with Lithuania, that's just gonna happen. I don't know. Oh, okay, I can go ahead and form an alliance. Oh, we currently don't like them. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that diplomat there, improving relations with them. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to war with... So Perm won't join this war. I don't know how much military force they actually have. And Perm won't join the war. Is it time? It's time. I gotta do this. I think I gotta do this at least. In a coalition against Lithuania. In a coalition against Novgorod. So I need to check who else in that coalition against me before I go to war. Looks like just these guys. Okay, I'm doing it. So we're gonna do the same thing we were doing before. We're gonna move over here to where we're gonna start our invasion from. So we looks like 9 troops, maybe 10 troops. So maybe I have to build some more troops. Go ahead and pick up 2 more. That's all I can afford. I prefer... Yeah, I'm gonna get a big aggressive expansionist penalty from this war. Okay, when they go here, it'll be 8 on 12. Probably I'll have a river crossing penalty if I go from this province, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to this province. I'm gonna give high maneuver guy so that I can catch them before they... Yeah. Great. So where are they doing a shattered retreat to? So the shattered retreating to here. I'm gonna send these guys up here so that they don't get attacked, and I'm gonna chase them down. I have a lot of maneuver. I'll probably catch them before they get there or right when they get there, and then if you catch someone retreating, then if you get there before they do, you can kill them when they arrive. I don't think I got there first. Yeah, I have the penalty, but they're still took a lot of losses. Now they're retreating here. The reason I'm more worried about their troops at this exact moment is that if I can just take out all of their military, I won't really have to worry about anything, siege times, anything. They probably don't have any money. I took all their money in their previous peace. So. There was no river crossing there. And now they're retreating back to Moscow, so. I don't know if I'm killing them off or not right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and build a couple more troops. And they're not taking very many losses through all this. They're taking about as many losses as I am. And this now has 0% chance of a siege. Okay, finally, I think I took him out, so I'm gonna go up here and... They can see me running to that location, because I'm in enemy territory. A troop should be spawning. Troops should be spawning here in 2 or 3 days. Maybe a little bit more. This guy will be out of there by the 27th, and I'll be there by the... Nope, I don't want to cross that river. We're gonna merge up. Hopefully it's... Yeah, well, we're gonna be taking some attrition then. So these guys are trying to fabricate a claim on me. That's fine. First province I'm gonna siege is Yaroslav, and I'm gonna annex it immediately and start coring. I can make a separate peace with them, I think. Maybe not. We'll try. What I'm actually gonna do is break off a siege unit there, then make a new unit, get the smallest guy, and equip. None of my generals have any siege. Oh well. I'm still gonna run around taking out these smaller troops so that they don't come back in a larger stack sometime in the future to be problematic. I think this 3 here, with the general with quite a bit of fight power, gonna be enough to hold off anything. So they're retreating to right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. See, they took full losses there. Once again, the Papal Authority event. If you didn't see from last time, Papal Authority grants you manpower in exchange for tax modifier, and also gives you some lower revolt risk. I'm definitely gonna get Papal Authority to at least 80%, maybe 100% if I can afford it. It's like spending money to some extent. Form an alliance with Severe. I could take that as my mission once I'm not at war. So I can actually do that within like a day, so that's the kind of mission I will take. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. Then pick up the idea group I've been talking about, defensive ideas. And then just put as many as I can into it. Like I said, I prefer to invest to this fully before I get another military tech, in hopes that I can get 6 techs behind Sweden so that I can westernize. Where's that 8 techs behind? Maybe that's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna be investing more in ideas in the hopes of getting behind in tech, because not only do you get a benefit for being behind in tech and the potential to westernize, but you get this neighbors bonus. If you have a neighbor that's in front of you in tech, you get a bonus. See, there must be someone near me who has 5 military. It's probably Sweden. Oh no. It is small. It's these guys. They have 5 military tech, so I get a 5% bonus to the cost reduction of that. Same is true with this. There's someone with 4. I'm not gonna go ahead and spend all my diplomatic points right now. I might need some for peace agreements, and this would bring me down to like 30, so that's a bit too low for wartime. Now, interesting way of getting the casus belli on Perm to attack them would have been to call them into that war, because you do get a cause of dishonored alliance. That's just a casus belli on them, but it's not so hard to get a casus belli on someone that you have a adjacent border with. You can always fabricate a claim. Getting casus belli on people you're not adjacent to is the tough part, and you can get that with that failed to honor alliance, or you can offer them a loan, and if they take the loan and don't pay it back, that's a way of getting a casus belli. Yeah. Gross. So many loans. So much debt. I guess they're running out to this province because it's maybe the easiest to take. Now notice how these... Oh, well. Excuse me, I was gonna say notice how those didn't have attrition. It's because if you have a leader, you suffer less attrition. So I have some money now. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up an advisor. I guess fort defense guy. Make it a little harder for them to siege this province up here. And that's the only one I can afford right now. It's funny, I have a mission to vassalize Tver, but because I'm a republic, I can't make a royal marriage with Tver, which is over here. Therefore, I absolutely can't vassalize them. Which I find kind of awkward, but... what I'm doing is once again, I'm going to keep him. He'll become a 5/5/6 still. I'm going to keep him until he dies, and then I'm going to have a chain of leaders that I don't keep, that I just cycle, in order to build back up my Republican tradition. When you have a succession in a republic, you don't gain back to 100%. Okay. I'm going to run a peace offer from Yar. No, I don't really want to do this peace offer. I would take full annexation, though. This will give me 30 aggressive expansion penalty? Huh. Wow, this will really piss some people off. But who do I really care about? It isn't affecting, at least it doesn't show that it's affecting my relationship with Lithuania because I sold this off. I don't care about Yaroslav because, obviously, Yaroslav, because I'm annexing them. Don't care about Moscow, they're never gonna like me. I do care about Tver, but not that much. Care about Perm, but they're already my allies. And the hit with Sweden, Norway, and the Livonian Order is not that big. And it takes 50 diplomatic power, which is why I wasn't buying that tech earlier. Sure! I'll take your province off your hands. I can't help but notice that I don't have their province. Something tells me that I did not do what I wanted to do there. Nope. Definitely clicked the wrong button there. I think I just white-pieced them. Well, that's fine. I mean, honestly, it's neither here nor there. That'll just allow me to take one extra province off of Moscow. So... yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Running the fast guy up there. And I'm just going to completely take all of Moscow's provinces so that I can have the highest war score. I'm kind of tempted to vassal them. That would mean that I could eventually diplo-annex them. That actually might be wise. That might be... they really hate me though. I doubt I'll ever get this to like positive 190 in order to be able to annex them, so I'm just gonna go to wars with them. It sucks because I'll have to spend a lot of my administrative power, but like I said, it'll give me the opportunity to get behind in techs. Like, who thought that would ever be something that you said happily? Just making sure I'm not getting above my cap. If I ever get close to my cap, I will spend them. Poland is now the papal controller. That's good. Well, not really good, because they still do have Orthodox provinces that I would want to take away from them before they converted them. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. It's only 690. I'll still have plenty for peace, and I don't want to hit my cap like when I'm not paying attention. I can form an alliance with either of these now. Oh, excuse me. That's because they're threatened, I could form an alliance with them. They're not part of any coalition or anything. Odds seem pretty good to me that they're about to lose their province to Lithuania. If they don't get in the Lithuanian coalition, they don't have any allies. Looks like they might lose themselves. I could guarantee their independence. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. If Lithuania wants to declare on them, that'll give me the ability to declare on Lithuania, and in the peace, pick up some provinces from Lithuania. Ooh. Lithuania is at war with Crimea and the Ottomans. At war with... But they're not at war with Moldavia or Poland. So unless they have military access, which they probably don't, through Moldavia, and they're not going to be able to contribute to this war very much. They have ships, obviously, but the Ottomans aren't known for their fleets. There's a strategy where you start the game as Constantinople, having just this province and these two provinces. You take over Athens and Albania early on, because those are independent. You have a big enough fleet that when the Ottomans move all their troops to this side of the map, you just stick your fleet here in this strait and take all of their this side provinces. And that's how you can play this game at the start of this game as Constantinople and actually manage to win, is with that little trick, because the Ottomans aren't really known for their fleet. So you might wonder why I'm not dealing with those rebels. It's not actually for that event that gives me +2 stability. It's because all of these have some progress. Am I going to beat him there? October 6th? Not October 6th. Okay. And I won't be able to get into Yaroslav because I made that mistake. So he's safe there from me. That's fine. As soon as one of these sieges breaks... So if he makes it up there before I do... Okay. Then I'm going to run these troops up through here so that I can start taking out these rebels. I'm not, like, so worried. They're still at 28%, but... I don't want them to siege through this province because it already has that... no, it doesn't. It will gain the same modifier, this modifier here. Nationalism modifier. Oh no, it already has the nationalism modifier. I wonder if that stacks. Well, I'm not going to test it right now. So inflation reduction guy would possibly be good. I do have some inflation. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up inflation reduction guy. I was thinking revolt risk guy, because then I could also pick up this advancements of, all it says is have a theologian, so I could pick up this missionary strength and gain some revolt risk. I definitely would want to do that at some point in the future when I have provinces that need converting. I'll pick up a theologian, but for right now I'm going to pick up the master of mint. That doesn't actually open up any new decisions for me. So. Make sure, yeah, I'm gonna run him here. Yeah. Surprised these rebels aren't suffering from attrition. Wonder if, like, considers it their home province or something. I'm actually gonna come from this side. I think there's a river here. If anyone knows, like, the easy way to check if there's a river here. I knew in Crusader Kings 2 how to do it, but I don't actually know how to do it right now. My Ottoman Empire? Why is this guy not reinforcing? Well, I know these places will take more than 2 in order to siege. Well, probably. So... Wish Razan would have... I mean, they'll still join alliance with me, but since they're underneath Tver, all I have to do is pick them up. Where are you running to? Shattered retreat here? Okay. Most of the time, rebels seem to disperse. There they disperse. And I can just keep running my powerful stack around. Once I get money back, I'm gonna keep doing that knight strategy that you saw me do early in the game, where you would just have some knights, some cavalry running around doing random things, because the attrition strategy that I talked about, where this is a new event for me. Death of a merchant. One of the richest and greatest men in Novgorod has died without an heir. He was a well-known patron of religion and the arts. So I could gain a theologian, an artist, or a philosopher. So I know that the theologian does the revolt risk. I think that the artist does monthly prestige, and the philosopher, I don't know exactly what the philosopher does. But that being said, I'm not even hiring all of the people that I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the money and repay some of my loans. For those of you who are still in college, just wait. Unless you're extraordinarily lucky, you'll be in the position that I was in, where you do have loans to pay off. I did manage to pay them off very quickly, though. I was quite lucky with being able to pay them off in just a few years. So this one's actually really great. +1 siege to all leaders. At first I thought it wasn't that great, but then I thought about it. I've been playing this game with leaders with no siege. It's really great. So I'm definitely going to pick that up. Not only does it do that, but it gives us a monthly prestige. Obviously, trying to get to Ivan's 100, I've talked about that several times. It'll make it so that I can basically keep a guy in office forever, with only needing a few events to stay at whatever Republican tradition I have. That's very strong. I forgot to set a timer for how long we've been playing, but... Oh, awesome. I need to immediately core these. Oh, they're already cores. Sweet. Somehow they were already cores. I'm gonna convert them to being Russian at some point. It's not super important right now, although we are suffering revolt risk. We're suffering revolt risk there because they're not Russian. So that's no fun. That all being said, I actually do think that 30 minutes has gone by now, so I'm gonna go ahead and break the video here.